Have you ever been dating a man and suddenly he does something that leaves you completely baffled? You feel overwhelmed and confused, and before you know it, you're watching one of my videos, heading to my website and messaging me, Ismael, what does this mean? My name is Ismael Gomez. I'm a coach, writer, and speaker. And today, ladies, I'll be discussing 7 things that men do in dating that won't make sense to you unless you understand what's really going on in his mind. So stop multitasking, give me your full attention, because this will be a game changer for your love life, okay? So let's begin. Number 1, avoiding emotional conversations. All right, ladies, imagine growing up in an environment where expressing love or sharing your feelings made people label you as weak, where you were told that showing vulnerability would push other people away. And that's the reality for most men. I mean, listen to what most guys are being taught out there.
Women absolutely treat you differently when you're going through hard times financially and then when you're doing good times. Never, ever confide in your woman about anything. You only tell her the good times. She doesn't want to hear the bad times. Don't go to her with that emotional turmoil that you have and those down times. A lot of these will up and leave you.
So if you're dealing with a man who seems emotionally distant or avoids deep conversations, it might be because he's been taught to bottle everything up. However, don't pressure him to open up, which is what I see that many women do. That would only have the opposite effect. Instead, whenever he shares something intimate about himself, just tell him, hey, thank you for sharing that with me. And you can also acknowledge qualities in him that he's never envisioned having. I remember back in my 20s, a girl once told me that I was an emotionally intelligent man. And I was like, wait, what? What does that even mean? That comment had such a big impact on me because I have never really thought of myself in that way. So guess what? I started embracing that quality and it led to a more profound connection with her. Number 2, rushing intimacy. When a man goes on a date with you and he feels that spark of attraction, the first thing that often crosses his mind is, how soon can I be intimate with her? I hope this revelation doesn't come as a shock, but let me explain why this happens with most guys so you understand. One thing is that most men equate physical attraction with emotional connection. And you see, men that haven't been taught to build emotional intimacy, they might feel more comfortable using physical closeness as a way to connect. They simply don't know how to foster a deeper connection without rushing to physicality. It's like they're building a house and the first thing that they think is, you know what, let me put in the front door because how the hell am I going to get in? But they forget to build a solid roof and walls, which results in everything falling apart. So I always advise you to ensure that he builds a strong foundation first, focusing on emotional connection and communication before rushing into physical intimacy. Number 3, from chasing to no interest. Never make a man chase you. I know some of the most popular videos that you ladies watch say things like how to make him chase you, but here's what you haven't thought about. A secure man will never chase. He will express that he's interested in you, but if you start playing hard to get or any other manipulative games, he will direct his attention somewhere else. A man that chases you intensely is a man that likes going after what's out of his reach. So once he has you, a few months or a few years may pass, but eventually, in most cases, he will have to drive to chase someone else again. Number 4, ghosting after a great date. What if you had a great date with a guy, you thought everything went well, and then he ghosted you? Now, obviously, this means that he's not interested, but you might find yourself overanalyzing what went wrong. Let me give you this analogy. Have you ever watched a movie once that you really enjoyed? By the end of it, you thought, man, that was a good movie, but you didn't think, oh, I really want to watch it again. It's one of those decent movies that you only watched once. Well, that's exactly what's happening here. He had a good time with you, but his interest isn't high enough to see you again or build a relationship with you. But let me tell you that if this has happened to you, I want you to reframe it in your mind and think of ghosting as a good thing because it means that he won't continue to waste your time. Number 5, he self-sabotages the connection. Many men grow up seeing themselves as fixers. For these men, love can feel like it's only valuable if it involves constant hard work, sacrifice, and fixing things. When a relationship is stable, it can feel uncomfortable or unfamiliar to them. In their minds, love is supposed to involve struggle, so they might subconsciously create conflict to fit that narrative. This can manifest in starting unnecessary arguments, withdrawing emotionally, or sabotaging the relationship. All of this simply because they want to create something that they can fix. The idea of having peace and harmony in a relationship might not align with what he observed in his parents. However, it is his responsibility to break out of that cycle, not yours. Remember, your role is to support him, not to direct him. Number 6. Constantly flaking. When a man frequently cancels plans with you, it's a clear sign that you're not a priority in his life. This behavior can be frustrating, I know, especially if you value the relationship and try to be present all the time. Each moment that he changes his mind at the last minute, it shows a lack of commitment and respect for your time. Additionally, this flakiness often reveals deeper aspects of his personality. Someone who frequently breaks commitments likely struggles with consistency in other areas of his life. And this applies to more than romantic relationships, ladies. Always surround yourself with people that are reliable. Like, let me tell you about my best friend, for example. If today is Monday and he says, "Hey Ismail, Friday, I'll come over at 7 p.m. so we can play some football," I don't even need to text him Thursday night. I don't need to follow up, nothing. I know that Friday 7 p.m. he's going to be outside of my apartment, ready to go. And these types of people, I recommend you to be friends with, do business with, or share your life with. And final, number 7, the crazy ex. Ladies, always pay attention to how a man speaks about other women, especially his exes. If he consistently views other women in a negative light, I promise you that he might one day see you the same way. This kind of mindset can reveal a lot about his character and emotional maturity. If he consistently discusses other women through a lens of judgment or resentment, it's likely that he will carry those beliefs into his relationship with you. Also, whenever someone tells me stories about their crazy ex, the first thing that goes through my mind is, I wish I could interview the other person and listen to their version. Alright ladies, that's it for today, and I hope this video helps you gain a clearer understanding of the male perspective so you can approach dating with more confidence and ease. Remember that overthinking usually comes from a lack of knowledge. If I ask you what color is the sky, you would never overthink the answer, right? You would tell me, oh, the sky is blue, Ismail. So I hope that you continue learning from my other videos, and let me know in the comments if there's something that you're still unsure about, and I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I'm glad that you chose me to learn about self-love, dating, and relationship dynamics, because like I always say, for your relationships to change, you need to change. Have a beautiful day.